Our dishonorable investigation was unprecedented. We uncovered shocking courtroom misconduct and then exposed the extreme level of secrecy with how Arizona investigates and disciplines judges.
Now major changes are coming. Here's ABC 15 Chief Investigator Dave Biscopy.
A special commission that oversees and investigates judges is increasing transparency in some ways, admitting that the public deserves to know more about what they do and how they do it. And that commission is also trying to hire another investigator. And while these are important steps, we believe more needs to be done, and so does a state lawmaker.
We exposed a judge and her staff exchanging cruel, racial, and obscene jokes in court, during hearings, even in death penalty trials. But the judicial investigation against Judge Aaron Otis was dismissed, and the underlying records are confidential. That didn't sit right with Representative Annalise Ortiz. Earlier this year, she promised to press the Arizona Commission for Judicial Conduct for answers. And after our interview, she called a one-hour meeting with the commission. So we followed up to see how it went.
What was their take on our reporting?
It was a particularly egregious case. When we discussed it with the commission, they understood that the public perception was not so good after that story came out. They did give us some intel that there was a lot of things discussed in their investigations and behind closed doors that the public isn't necessarily privy to, that was missing from the story. And I don't know what they meant by that, but I do think that kind of highlights some of the problems here when it comes to transparency.
The fact that they say, oh, there's stuff you don't know. Well, this is a judge in life and death matters. Maybe the public needs to know more. I think that's the point, right?
I absolutely agree.
The commission's work is almost entirely confidential. It's not subject to state public records law. But Ortiz says the commission admitted there should be more transparency and public understanding and access to what they do. That's something the commission also confirmed to us in an email and promised to discuss during their annual retreat.
And so I think at this point, the commission has to act because that's what the people are demanding.
We also discovered the commission sometimes tells judges to resign in private and then dismisses the complaints against them. Now, we don't know if something like that happened in the Otis case. We asked, and the commission told us, no, the CJC does not comment on its private deliberations in any matter. But from now on, the commission says it will add a new section to their website showing cases that were dismissed because a judge was asked to resign.
They admitted to you that they do that, right? Like that's a kind of a common practice.
They did tell us that there has been times where they do ask a judge to resign and then the case is later dismissed. This did seem very concerning. And I asked, how can we be sure that that judge is then not going to end up in another position of power where they're able to commit similar misconduct?
What do they say to that?
They essentially said that this process is in the interest of justice because they are more interested in getting the bad judge off of the bench as soon as possible so they can get somebody better in that role.
That really seems like passing the buck.
It's really concerning that this is potentially happening with judges, and we don't know how often or why they might have been asked to step down.
In the Otis case, while she was under judicial investigation, she left the bench to immediately take a job as a death penalty prosecutor. And that's proof to Representative Ortiz that these are just first steps.
I don't know if this is the real solution we're looking for. I think more accountability should happen, but greater transparency is always a good thing.
Now, there's one more important potential change. Right now, the governor and state lawmakers are negotiating a new state budget, and the commission is requesting more money to hire an extra investigator. See, right now, the commission only has one investigator to handle more than 400 complaints a year, and records show that's a heavier caseload than judicial investigators in other states. If you want to see more of our reporting, laying out more than a year of investigating, we have it all at abc15.com/dishonorable. I'm investigator Dave Biscopy, ABC 15, Arizona.